I went on a bit of a quest to find out an answer. This spanned roughly 4 years to 40 countries, where I wanted to find a better way, a way to really create enduring brands that make a meaningful impact in people's lives. So I went beyond just researching P&G brands in different locations, but to explore other companies, multinationals, entrepreneurial ventures, and I went even deeper to step into the shoes of all different professionals, whether it's a South African safari ranger, or a New Zealand shepherd, a meteorologist in Singapore, or a croissant maker in Italy, and dozens of others. And with each step, I could feel I was getting closer to what is the answer, what is the solution. And really, it all came together in one unexpected lunch with a really wise man. So I was in Moscow, and I was just opposite the Red Square. And I remember I was standing at this potato stand, and I was having a really tough time trying to order a potato, primarily because I knew roughly 3 words in Russian, and none of them had anything to do with potatoes. Fortunately, a guy behind me came up and he offered to help translate. And he did, and we ended up sitting down together and eating our potatoes. His name was Pasha, and he was a scientist working at a university. He had a cool project. It had something to do with choice criteria optimization theory. All right, that's pretty neat. I told him about my journey, what I was looking to do. And he told me something that I will never forget as long as I live. He said, "Life is not the number of days you live. It's the number of days you remember." Oh, that's pretty good. There's something to this.
Could you repeat that?
Sure. He said, "Life is not the number of days you live. It's the number of days you remember." He followed on with a question that I'll now ask you guys. So looking back over the last month, how many days can you remember? How many days stand out as memorable, remarkable? What do you think? Just yell out different numbers. A handful, 5, a dozen, 30, 1. Oh, yes, sir. 3. We got 3 over here. Who else? 7. Pretty good. All right. 5. Hopefully yesterday was memorable, maybe for some of you. Well, it turns out, on average, people can recall roughly 15% of the days in a given month. That comes out to be about 4 or 5 days as memorable in a month, or really the equivalent of 2 months out of an entire year, or a year and a half out of an entire decade. Makes you wonder, what happened to all the other days? You know, really what Pasha was pointing to was perhaps one of the most universal and powerful human truths. That fundamentally, above all, people aspire to live a memorable life, full of rich experiences, personal growth, meaningful impact. But unfortunately, there's a gap between that aspiration and reality. A tragic gap to the tune of roughly 25 forgettable days every single month. But this also means that it's an opportunity for brands to help close that gap, to help a consumer transform an ordinary moment into a memorable one. And when they do, there's a certain amount of value that's gained to that individual's life, a richness to their life that we could actually quantify in the form of life profit.